That's delicious. Do you know where the macadamia nuts are? Because I feel like I know that we have some. Oh, who hid them from me? Today, we are going to make a sweet potato pie. And last time I made it, I've only made it once before. I thought it was delicious, but Justin didn't like the crust, so he suggested, how about a shortbread macadamia nut crust instead? So we're gonna try that too. What can I tell you about sweet potatoes? There's many different kinds. The Hawaiian word for sweet potato is uala, I believe. And all we're doing is we're chopping our sweet potatoes. The recipes that I looked at for sweet potato pie, they call for one pound sweet potato. But I always just think like, let's go a little bigger. So I'm using 2 rather large sweet potatoes. We'll see how it works out. I feel like it's a pretty forgiving thing. I'm choosing to do a recipe on sweet potato pie because it just occurred to me one day that I've never made one. I think it's like a comfort food from the South. This is an Instant Pot, so I cut my sweet potatoes up. I just put some water in there and I'm gonna cook them for like, oh, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. I never really know how to do this. Okay. Don't tease. And you put it on seal, and then you put it on manual, and we'll drop it down. We'll go lucky number 13. And
that's 13 minutes or what?
13 minutes. It'll be totally cooked by that. Instant Pots like cook things really hot. If you don't have an Instant Pot, then just boil water and you can simmer your sweet potatoes, you can steam your sweet potatoes. Basically, we just want to get them soft where we can mush them up. While that cooks, we're gonna work on a crust. This is a whole cup of butter, 2 sticks, and half cup of sugar. Right here, here we go. There's a half cup of sugar.
Wasn't that a full cup if you put 2 of them in?
No, this is 1/4 measuring cup. I just used whatever measuring cups we have since we don't have the whole set. 1/4 plus 1/4 is 1/2. So it's just, we're making basically a cookie right now. This is like normal pie crust doughs don't have sugar, but this is a cookie we're making. So you cream your butter and your sugar. If you had vanilla, which was also an ingredient for the pie filling, you'd add that now, but we are unfortunately all out of vanilla, so oh well. We will add some salt though, because I think salt in cookies and crusts are great. So a pinch and a half. You got hiccups, buddy? Now, call for 2 cups of flour. I'm just using this 1/4 cup measuring cup. So, might not be the most efficient, but for 2 cups of flour, we're gonna need 8 of these. So that's 2 cups of flour. This is our first time trying to cook it with a carrier, huh? New for us. Mm-hmm. Put him in a chair.
Put that baby down.
I think so too.
Goodbye, buddy.
Time. Oh, what's Daddy doing? How do you like it here? You better? Might as well make this official. All right, the Savage is satisfied. This is a shortbread cookie dough. We will add some macadamia nuts to that. Does that look like enough macadamia nuts to make you like the crust, Justin?
Yeah.
just a rough chop maybe. I think that's good. I'm gonna keep it big. Okay. I think that if we're gonna do a macadamia nut shortbread, we should act like we're doing it on purpose. We don't want just the essence of them. I think it would be cool because this is a lot of dough, it seems too. So if it's a thick crust, imagine like just having nice chunks of macadamia nut. I thought plain was nice because the sweet potato filling had such a nice flavor that the crust let it shine. But when you wanted your crust to shine, then I just figure, well then, let's really let it shine. Good. For normal pie crust doughs, I then flour the surface and roll it out until it's super thin. And then I put it in the pan. And he's so cute right now. I put it in the pan and then we make it all fancy. But for a shortbread, you don't really roll it out, I don't think. I think that would work. So I think you just have to kind of, press it into your pan with your hands.
Or just throw it out.
So that's a lot of crust. But I think this is good. Like, I think that normal pie crust, you know, you make them so thin and whatever, but I do think like for a shortbread cookie crust, this isn't too thick. I think it's looking great. And then the question is to bake before the filling or not to bake. I think Buddy said bake, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put it in the oven at 350. And I don't know, just let it bake for while the sweet potato cooks. We have 9 minutes left on the sweet potato. So it's not as easy as, not as doughy. It's much more buttery. And since it's so hot here, that butter's so melted that we can't over manipulate it because it's just so melty. But Buddy thinks I'm funny. But might as well just do this. I think this is called fluting. I would say 10 minutes. I just want to cook it so that when I put the filling in, it doesn't make the crust soggy. I think if I cook it a little bit first, it'll kind of seal itself and get a little crisp going that will make it hold up, hopefully. Okay, so the recipe calls for 1 pound sweet potato, 1/2 cup butter, but I use coconut oil for the filling, 1 cup sugar, but I used honey. I just like to switch it up. Are you pooping? 1/2 cup milk. I use macadamia nut milk. That's what we have. 2 eggs. We stuck with that one. Everything else will change so far, huh? And then it called for nutmeg, cinnamon, and vanilla. We don't have vanilla. That's a shame. Oh, good. Sweet potatoes done. Dun, 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 dun. So now we go to vent. Scary. Oh, okay. That was, let's just take a peek at the pie crust. That's fine. Now, I believe this is now safe to open. So we open it. Damn, that's hot. Be careful when you do this. Okay. So I don't want the skin. And as you can see, the skin's just coming right off already. So that's why I didn't even have to peel it ahead of time. It just peels itself. The recipes I read call for 1 pound sweet potato. I just went for 2 large ones. I don't bother weighing it. I know that baking is supposedly a science, but I feel like sweet potato must be a forgiving ingredient because if you think about this consistency, it's already very much like a pie filling consistency. And so I don't think having a little more of it's gonna mess it up. So right now I'm just mushing it with a wire whisk. Most recipes, all of them actually say to use an electric mixer to do this. And that would probably be way easier. I just don't have one. So Justin and I are going to take turns whisking. Let's check the pie crust. We should really set timers. You know, I'm just going to say this is good. Like, it's obviously not golden brown, but I don't think I want it golden brown. I think I just want to bake it a little bit before putting the filling in, hoping that it'll help it create a different layer. So that was about 10 minutes, and I'm gonna call it good. And back to the potatoes. So this right here is basically mashed potatoes. So if you can mash potatoes, you can make this pie. And the recipes that I've been looking at, they call for, I'm looking at them right now, for 1/2 cup of butter. But I'm going to go 1/2 cup of coconut oil. So this is organic coconut oil. Oh, this is a 1/2 cup measuring cup. Weird. Where'd that come from? We had a 1/4 cup earlier. So 1/2 cup of coconut oil. It calls, the recipes I see call for 1 cup of sugar. So I'm going to use honey instead. This is a crazy, dark, beautiful buckwheat honey that Justin's mom sent us. I'm not going to go for a full cup of it, I don't think, because honey is sweeter than sugar. I'll be right there, honey. So that's 1/2 of a cup, and then I'll just go for like, I don't know, what is that, 3/4 of a cup of honey, let's just say. I'll write it all in the description below. So, wow, what the recipes say, and then what I'm doing instead. Oh, he just wants attention. He totally just wants attention. Oh, okay. So I'm going to just talk to Buddy because I think he needs attention or he's going to start crying soon. But I'm really talking to you. So most recipes that I see, they call for 1/2 cup of milk. But since we're using coconut oil, why not use coconut milk? Right? We already have macadamia nuts in there. Let's make this thing tropical. You agree? Coconut milk? 1/2 cup. Oh, beautiful 1/2 cup of coconut milk. Whisking's the hardest part. And now I have to do it while holding you. Okay. So, just whisking, whisking, whisking. And I'm going to switch this off with you, Justin. But I'm also going to do first 2 eggs. 1, 2, and we are going to do cinnamon. Like most recipes call for 1/2 teaspoon. I really like cinnamon, so I'm just gonna be bold. That's over a teaspoon. Ground nutmeg. Nutmeg's pretty strong. And then I just found ginger in the cupboard, so, which I never use in this type of form. I always use fresh ginger, but I think that would be nice in it. So I would say that was like a teaspoon of cinnamon-ish, a teaspoon-ish of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, and a few shakes of nutmeg. And so now we're gonna whisk it up. I feel like we wanna try our hardest to get it pretty smooth. It might not be completely smooth, but I think the smoother, the better, especially since, again, most recipes say to blend it for a couple minutes using an electric blender. So I feel like this could be put into the pie crust already, but I'm just gonna have you whisk it. So we'll take turns. You're cooking. You're cooking, son. Needs a little chef hat. Mommy did her turn. Buddy did his turn. It's Daddy's turn. how did Daddy do? Did Daddy do a good job? He said you did all right. But it looks great. And so now would be time to fill it, to fill the pie crust and throw it in the oven. But we're not gonna fill this right now because we're gonna bake it somewhere else. Bing! Let's be happy at the beach. So this is where we're going to bake our pie. Buddy loves being outside. He's in a much better mood whenever he's out here. And Justin just had the really good idea of why not bake it at the beach. So we're gonna grill our pie today, which I've never done on this grill, but we're gonna give it a try. So it's a little misshaped, but not too bad. Justin got me this amazing knife holder and utensil holder. Man, talk about bringing your tools in style. That might have been a dramatic way to get out a spatula, but it makes me feel badass. All right, buddy, so we're gonna have to fill this pie. We'll put the knives away for your safety. It's a family teamwork. Ooh, this is gonna be good, I think. Okay, we have to scrape it, so I need you to sit down. Are we ready for this, buddy? Let's do it. I'm gonna scrape it. Nice and smooth. And we better get this on the grill. So in the oven, I think 350 for an hour is great. Wow, this looks really nice the way it's whisked. We're gonna do it on this grill. I'm going for 400 just because I don't want to run out of time. And it's probably gonna take longer than an hour. Usually baking pies on grills, I found takes longer. Can you sit in your director's chair while Mommy puts this on the grill? Okay, let's see if this works. So this is a little Traeger grill called a Ranger, and these grills are wood burning grills, so they have pellets, wooden pellets in them. In here, the pellets live. And Justin chose the flavors pecan and apple, right? Is that what you chose?
Yeah. Yeah, I chose pecan and apple.
Why did you choose pecan and apple?
Because I like pecan pie and apple pie.
That makes sense to me. And so hopefully you're gonna like a sweet potato pie. And we're gonna leave it for, I don't know, at least an hour and a half and enjoy our time at the beach. The most difficult thing about choosing to do this series at this point in my life is right here. He makes it the most difficult. It is constant interruptions. I could never imagine doing production with a baby, but I think it's the difficulties that I just want to keep rolling on because that's what makes it special to me. When you embrace the challenge, it ends up pushing you. It makes us earn it a lot more, and anything that you earn, you appreciate so much more. Want to help me set the table? Look, here's a fork for Daddy, fork for Mommy. I think it has been about an hour and a half. I didn't really, I think so. I turned the temperature down to 350 because when I checked it, I was surprised at how beautifully it was cooking. I think it's ready to pull. Put it right on top. I think it looks beautiful. I think it looks really great. I think you know, it's a little, I wouldn't say jiggly, but it's got a little movement to it when I touch it. So part of me is like, oh, maybe I should cook it longer, but I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's gonna set and settle nicely. I think if you and I have a glass of wine, enjoy the view, enjoy our little lion over here, give it maybe 5-10 minutes, I think it's gonna be perfect. We'll see. And the crust looks good, Justin. I doubted you. honey wine. We're just having a sweet night, aren't we? Are we ready for our moment of truth?
Moment of truth, give it.
Buddy's really excited. Oh, I think it's good. Yeah, that's a good pie. I think it's gonna be great. I think, because a lot of times I like to cook pies like this till there's no jiggle. There was a little jiggle in the center. But this is gonna be a pie where when you chill it and eat it nice and cold tomorrow, it's gonna be like, but it's still gonna be great right now. And we are going to test that theory. I mean, look at this. That looks great. Damn, I'm not lying. That's delicious. That dark honey brings a whole depth of flavor. I'm glad I didn't use a whole cup though, because I wouldn't want it any sweeter. It is perfectly sweet. Justin, I hate to say this, but you're so right about the crust. Ooh, that's a hot bite. The crust is freaking awesome. It's way better than the last crust I made. We made a pie at the beach. That's the coolest part. We made a pie at the beach. Smoked honey sweet potato pie. Thank you so much for watching our little family home cooking videos. And if you like them, please do subscribe for more.